I'll kick off, Kushal. So thanks very much. So I'm Chris Bally. I'm Deputy Chief Executive of Suffolk County Council, and so I'm the sponsoring director for the programme. And just for context, so Suffolk County Council is a large county council in Suffolk in England. We provide a variety of services: adult social care, children's social care, education, highways, trading standards, and have obviously quite a significant back office operation. Our budget is around £500 million net budget, around over £1 billion in terms of our gross budget, so quite a big business. Lou.
Hi, so I'm Louise Ainsley, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer for Suffolk County Council. So, and statutory Section 151 officer, so responsible for the finances of the council. My role on this project has been the senior responsible officer, so therefore sort of like accountable for the overall implementation of this project and the associated benefit.
Okay, so I think, you know, as I was saying there, just we provide a range of services: adult social care, children's social care, highways, the whole sort of like, you know, management of roads, drainage, floods, that kind of thing, environmental services, waste disposal, trading standards, and everything that goes with running sort of like a big organisation in terms of, you know, HR, payroll, finances, technology, the whole range of things.
Okay, so I think the key thing for us was, prior to this project, we had sort of like several systems that we used for HR and payroll. So customers had to use multiple systems, and I think, you know, the different styles that we had meant that we had sort of like multiple data sources. And also with regards from a financial perspective, the sort of like the current reporting tools were quite slow and inflexible. You know, it was not always possible to extract data from the systems in a way that supports timely decision making. And so like you say, planning and budgeting are not fully supported by the existing system. So I think that's a really high level. I don't know, Chris, if there's anything extra you wanted to add in there.
Well, I mean, I think just for us, it's about the efficiency of the operation. You know, trying to get the county council to be as efficient and effective as it possibly can in terms of its back office operations, and trying to save people time to enable them to focus on, you know, higher value tasks. So that's our focus.
It was a little bit before my time, but I think I was involved, but from a distance. But I think from my understanding, I think it was for Evosis as the implementation partner, it was your record of previous implementations. And I think, you know, during the procurement stage, there was quite a lot of transparency with and dealings with working with Evosis. I think from Oracle, we were on Oracle eBusiness Suite prior to you know, going to Oracle Fusion. So I think deep down that was, you know, there would be less change if we moved to Oracle Fusion, but obviously there was other systems sort of like investigated at the time.
Yeah, very much so. I think you know, we looked around the market for an implementation partner, and you know, we took soundings from organisations like the Society for IT Managers in the UK, and Evosis came sort of like highly recommended in terms of an implementation partner. I think I'll start this one, Lou. From my perspective, from my perspective, in some ways, COVID has brought the best out in the teams. I think that the challenge was always going to be, it always is with big transformation projects, I think, is the business as usual goes on alongside the transformation and the change, and I think trying to support people through that is always going to be a big challenge. Doing it face to face, freeing up the time, the conference room pilots, all that work that we did early on, was kind of like made not necessarily easier, but also almost like the ability to do it remotely, the ability to bring people together using technology has been fantastic. And I think Evosis have been, really instrumental in that. I think that the team have really got to understand the business. They've worked really, really well with kind of like subject matter experts in the organisation. Our payroll experts, our procurement experts, our finance teams, our HR leads, and they have really complemented each other. I think in terms of the way that they've worked together and understood their roles.
Yeah. Just to confirm everything you just said, Chris, I think before COVID even hit, we were on a big challenge with our timescale of delivery, because it was really tight anyway. And I think if someone said to us prior to COVID that we were going to do this virtually, we probably wouldn't have gone down this road. So, but I think actually the experience, just what Chris has reiterated, really, the experience that we've had has brought out the best of people. And I think the relationship between Evosis and the Suffolk staff has worked really well, and I think they've been really complementary. Yeah, so we went live in January with the procurement and finance modules. I would say it's still early days to realise those benefits. I think there's been a lot of change. Well, much of the change some of the challenges that we are experiencing is around business processes. So it's us as a culture in the organisation, not necessarily the system as such. So I think confidence is definitely growing. And like, just to say though, considering this was all sort of like implemented virtually with that wider user, has been a remarkable achievement. And what I can say is, when we won't go live, we are able to pay people and we are receiving income, which is a really key thing from day one. And I think that the best bit along the way was getting people on board that you can go live with a system, but there is always going to be teething problems, and to maximise those benefits, it takes time. So I think it's still quite early days. So I think overall, it's been very positive from users. I think there has been teething issues, but I say that's more around us as a business processes and just getting the authorizations, etc. Right. So I think confidence is definitely growing. Like it is with any new system, there's always sort of like that change culture that you need to go through, but I think it's that that end goal that we're trying to get to that we need to keep focus on.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'd probably add, we talked about it as we ran up to go live. IT, major IT transformations and IT projects. They're never perfect from day one. You always have things that happen that you didn't think were going to happen or you didn't expect. It's like a snagging list on a building. But I think in terms of technology transformations, it's been incredibly successful in terms of I think one of the IT one of the IT team said the technology is working perfectly. It's some of the process, some of the things it's brought out for us and learning for us as an organisation, which is incredibly valuable moving forward. So, yeah. So, well, again, from my perspective, it's been fantastic. Our experience of Evosis has been absolutely superb. We've had a great project manager. I mean, we must give a shout out for Sam. As a project manager who's really engaged with the organisation. He's really made himself part of the team and part of the Suffolk family, really, in terms of how we think about it. He's really weaved things together, and we've been able to bring in expertise at the right time. And I know IT colleagues who work with a number of partners have certainly described Evosis as the the best third-party supplier they've worked with. So nothing but praise, really. And again, I think from some feedback from outside Suffolk, people said at the start, our program was ambitious. and thought it would take us longer, thought we'd need more more capacity, more capability, and actually I think we've proved a large number of people wrong in terms of being able to deliver it on time, and using the capability that we had in place. So it's been a really good experience as a program.
So I think the key thing for me is, make sure that you do your homework, and in terms of sort of like preparation and resources needed, and know what you want, and then a real solid plan to how you're going to deliver that and when. And I think the key thing along the way is, keeping those key users on board all the time, making sure that you're taking them with you, and just really clear terms of responsibilities and deliverables. And I think that a good project governance and project managers and the right team takes you a long way.
I agree. I agree. I think we did really well early on in terms of establishing that governance and that structure, and really clear about Lou as as our SRO leading it, and it's been led really, really well. Those program teams have worked well. I think the other thing that I would just reflect on is, we said at the start that we were going to use this as a bit of an opportunity for the organisation to learn. We adopted the mantra adopt, not adapt. So we said, this is about best practice processes. This is about looking at what Suffolk had maybe put in place over a number of years and saying, is that still the best way to do it? And I think some of the teething problems that have been, that we've had since we went live are as a result of us adopting new processes and people getting used to them, and that will stand us in good stead for the future. So overall, I agree with everything that Lou said. You have to do your homework and take a bit of time to get that groundwork right before you get into things.